think about it, Alan. Once divorced and a broken man.
216-578-1007 or 1-800-348-1007.
A lot of people asking me what the code is this month. CLE Clothing Company, you're going to want to use Guardian for 20% off as we get to the end of the regular season. With your Cleveland Guardians, September the 29th will be the last regular season game, and then there's all kinds of combinations and permutations as to when they clinch their whatever. Detroit's got to lose, and Seattle's got to lose, and somebody else got to win, whatever. Second of 4 was last night. Twins over the Guardians. 4-1 was the final at Progressive Field. They will do it 2 more times, tonight and then tomorrow afternoon before they head off for their final road series of the season. Guardians will do 3 against the Cardinals in St. Louis before they come home, play the Reds and the Astros, and then we go into October. But through the end of this month, a couple of weeks away, you can still use Guardian, and you'll get 20% off whatever you want at CLE Clothing Company. But 6:40 tonight, Twins, Guardians at Progressive Field. It's a beautiful night for a ball game in downtown Cleveland, where the temperature is 78 degrees and beautiful. Boy, that big, bright moon last night. Partial eclipse, super moon, blood moon. I didn't get the blood part. I saw the huge moon. If you saw any of those like really highly detailed, high relief photos of the moon in Northeast Ohio last night, pretty exciting.
Pretty cool stuff.
Probably comparable to what Mary was looking at out there at Observatory Park.
It's really cool.
Where you could really see a lot of the detail. I didn't see a red moon. I saw a partial eclipse on a giant bright moon. Of course, I had my protective eyewear on last night as I'm standing out in my backyard wearing nothing but a crop top T-shirt. Somebody actually left a message. We were talking yesterday that Bill in the club might be his fall and winter seasonal personality, but that you didn't have a lot of club shirts. And so I was getting all these messages from people that were offering to lend Bill their club wear.
Oh, okay.
I don't think that sounds like anything you'd want to do, but
No. If I'm going to get club wear, I'm going to get my own.
your own club wear.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
The Dan flashes.
Mm-hmm. Is that what you're going to do?
My exact style.
Yeah.
Ellen, this is Hans. I have
Oh, yeah, I'm sorry. I forgot to say, this is a German listener, Bill. Somebody named Hans.
I was able to tell.
Yeah, calling in, yeah.
Ellen, this is Hans. I have a mesh shirt that Bill can borrow, yeah. But I'm worried his nipples are a little bit larger than mine and they would stretch the mesh. Could you ask him how large his nipples are, Alan?
Hey, how large? That guy wants to know. Will your nipples stretch his mesh?
No, I don't think so. Actually,
okay.
My areolas can vary, but my nipples are actually
Can
pretty small.
vary. Wow. So there's no constancy in your areola.
Well, I mean, when I'm cold, they get a little tighter and smaller, and then when I'm, warm, they can spread out.
But we're also losing
areola.
We're also losing the data point on this guy's nipples.
Yeah.
He goes, I'm worried his are larger than mine, but we don't know how large yours are, Hans.
But my nipples are pretty. The nipple part is actually quite small.
Yeah.
Whereas I have friends that have pretty. They got thick nips.
Thick
and
nips.
I'm talking about
okay.
dudes.
Areola.
Yeah.
Pants has thick nips.
Like they could dial an old rotary phone with them.
Dude, he could. We might do that on the podcast.
Today on the show.
All right, Tommy versus Pants. Who can dial it
Areola.
first?
Yeah.
And she just never used one, so I'll make her use her fingers. But he's got to use his nips.
Now, between the two of them, I have to imagine that you've potentially seen their nips as an equal amount of times.
No, I've seen his a lot more.
A lot more? But
Because-
hers are publicly available, right?
Right, but
He's talking about privately. He's seeing pantses more.
Well, yeah,
than
because
anything.
of pool time.
pool time, yeah. Pool time pants' nips are out. Tommy's aren't.
Yeah, but you could probably see hers through her suit. You could probably get a vague idea of what's going on there. Of course, they are compressed, aren't they?
Yeah.
Yeah, in a suit.
In a suit, yeah.
So you're saying he's not wearing a shirt in the pool. He's not doing the J.D. Vance. You have a picture of J.D. Vance? Another great way to fight off that weird tag is to wear your shirt in the pool as a grown-ass man. Okay, well, that guy wanted to know if you're, I guess he was trying to help you.
I appreciate it, but I don't think my nipples will stretch out your mesh top.
Okay. Well, good. Well, there you go, sir. There's your answer. If you want to send that mesh top along, something to consider.
Hey gang, Ricardo from Akron. Just calling about the differences in people when they die. I've witnessed many people pass away. And Mary, you're totally wrong. As soon as a person's heart stops, they look absolutely different. Ashen gray, eyes lose the sparkle, everything looks different. So disagree. Hate you, hate me. Love the show.
He's got a good voice, boy. What's going on there?
He knows it, too.
Yeah, I know.
Really,
He loves to hear himself, and I would, too, if I had that voice. Good pipes, Ricardo. Good grief.
My point was, scientifically, do eyes lose their sparkle? Or is that like that's not my loved one anymore. Their eyes don't have any sparkle. And we looked it up. It takes 20 minutes for them to start looking different.
We did look it up. I think
So-
the truth, as in so many cases, is probably in the middle of what you're saying and what Ricardo was saying. I don't know if he's in the healthcare field when he's alluding to watching many people pass away. But you were also coming at it from the perspective of somebody who believes in a soul
Right.
leaving the body. A lot of people do. I'm not one of those people. But either way, again, I was just saying I think it's the power of suggestion when I took that picture of my dad, because obviously I knew he was dead. It wasn't like I walked in and snapped a pic of him and didn't know.
Did you make his hands into a peace sign or anything?
Oh, no, I didn't make his hands into a peace
Bye.
sign. Yeah.
Put sunglasses on him?
See-yins later. I didn't weekend at Bernie's my dad, if that's what you're asking. He was still in his hospital gown, and he was very much in a, not a state of disarray, but, his head was back, his mouth was open, and it was, for whatever reason. You do a lot of strange things in the moment. I don't know if it rises to the level of strange, but I took that photo knowing that was the last time I was going to see him. He was never going to be that close to life again,
Yeah.
I guess was my point, right? Having just passed away. The next time I saw him, he would have been dead for 48, 72 hours, whatever it was.
Mary, what do you think souls are made of?
Personality, love.
Cotton candy?
Yeah.
What's that's the substance. But what's the substance?
That's the substance.
It's personality.
It's intangible.
Okay.
It's not made of anything.
Right. It's an amorphous thing. If you believe in it,
All right,
it can be anything you want it to be,
I don't
right?
know if it was like steam or something.
Yeah.
Yes, steam. That's it. It's made of steam.
Alan, I think Mary is the actual millionaire in hiding. Have you ever spent nearly $1,000 on a meal that contained no meat? Listen, whatever Mary wants to do, her big, massive vegan restaurant meal that she and Brian went on a while ago.
I never spent nearly $1,000 on a meal.
Our one expensive meal in almost 5 years. Yeah, you're
but
right.
still contained no meat. I mean,
So
when
what?
Gwen and I had dinner on Friday night in Ohio City, the place that had all the lantern flies on the patio roof, right? The food was good for what it was. It was way overpriced.
Yeah.
And I got a filet. And so, yeah, almost $1,000 on a vegan meal. Now, I always chalk that up to they're probably not doing the kind of traffic that other places are doing, so they got to charge that. But you also still got to find people
No, 'cause
willing to
it's-
pay that.
It's like a 3 or however many stars you can get Michelin restaurant.
And 9
It's
courses or something, right?
10 courses,
Yeah.
and it's one of the highest ranked restaurants in the country. So it's not, the fact that it didn't have meat doesn't change its rating.
Michelin stars, probably.
Right.
Yeah. Well, there are very high-end vegan restaurants. You'll probably never go back.
No, definitely not. That was a one-time deal.
Yeah. Hey, Brandon.
Hey, what's going on, Alan?
How are you?
I'm good, bud.
Brandon, hello. What can I do for you?
Oh, hey. I just, going back to the J.D. Vance comment. I'm a Trumper. I don't like J.D. Vance whatsoever. But you made the comment about him wearing a T-shirt in the pool. I think your co-host that sits across from you, he wears a T-shirt in the pool.
I never wear a T-shirt in the
This
pool.
is that dude. He's like from Pennsylvania or something. He's like, oh, no, you got to tell me, oh. He's always like leaving messages on the app or whatever, and it's, wow, a shocker.
Yeah.
You're a Trumper. I'm blown away, Brandon.
No, I'm a fat guy,
Isn't
but
that
I don't care
crazy?
about wearing
Wait, so how do you, well,
Yeah,
okay.
I don't care, dude. I take my shirt off.
But and I don't want to get in the,
No, you don't. You said it in the past.
Brandon, I don't
said it
want to
the
get
past
into
couple
the,
years.
Brandon, focus.
Brandon,
I don't want to,
I went swimming every weekend this
Okay.
summer, and I didn't take off, and I didn't wear a shirt in the pool.
Why hasn't he washed? Why hasn't he tried to bend over and touch his toes like he washes?
touch your
his feet in the
toes,
shower?
Bill. Bill, get over there,
Yeah.
touch your toes.
What are you
can't
talking
do it.
about?
I'm gonna buy you a capicola and egg from Permanis.
He's not from freaking Pennsylvania.
Brandon, you got
I've
it.
been in
You're not
Ohio
from
my whole
Ohio.
life.
You're from the border or
Yeah.
something. Where are you from?
Oh yeah, 740, bud, all day long.
I don't know the area codes, Brandon. Where are you from?
Okay, I'm from Ross County, Ohio, an hour south of Columbus.
Oh, so it's more Kentucky than anything else. But it sounds Pennsylvania.
Say that. I mean, no, it's not. No.
I mean, okay. Listen, I believe you. Where I don't know where you're from. I'll believe you. I'm just saying I lived in Pennsylvania for a long time, and everybody there sounds like you. So that's why I was.
Yeah, well, you're wrong, but that's fine.
You sound
Okay.
weird.
Thank you, Brandon. Thank you, pal.
Yeah, I can touch my toe.
Keep the good stuff coming. Thank you, Brandon. He's always leaves. He gets mad because he leaves these dumbass messages on the app, and I don't play them because they're just stupid. They're like like that. Ask Bill why he does. I'm like, what are you talking
Touch
about?
my toes. Like,
What are you talking about?
yeah, like I'm a big guy, but I'm not like immobile. Like
You're like a
not-
golem or something. You're
Right.
lumbering around and.
I'm not like the dude from Dune.
Yeah. Alan called me crazy, but I don't think Hans really cares about the mesh shirt. I think he wanted Bill to just describe his nipples.
You got what you wanted, Hans.
You think it could be as simple as that? That he just wanted to hear about your nips,
Hey, no problem with that.
right?
That's what he wanted to hear.
It's a free country. Let me tell you about this girl in Indiana who got a DUI, was so drunk they didn't want to take her in the jail. This is how they do it there in Seymour, Indiana. Young lady who had gotten herself into trouble before. Seymour, Indiana is essentially exactly halfway between Indianapolis and Louisville, Kentucky. And this lady got arrested for disorderly conduct, and so they were going to take her off to jail. But then they took her to the jail. They had to drive her 19 miles to the Jackson County Jail, and then they did the breathalyzer on her, and she blew a .255.
That's a lot.
She was hammered.
Dang.
They found her in an alley with a bottle of whiskey hanging out of her purse. She was slurring her words, had a hard time sitting up, so they arrested her. They called an ambulance. The paramedic said the only thing wrong with her is she had way too much to drink. So they take her to the jail, and they wouldn't let her in. They said her blood alcohol content was too high. The staff refuses to put them in the jail, so we had to have somebody go out and sit in the parking lot with her to wait for her alcohol level to come down. I didn't even realize that was a thing. You think that's a liability thing?
Sometimes they'll send you to rehab. They'll send you to like a rehab center or a detox
But it's literally
facility.
called the drunk tank.
Right,
Why
but
wouldn't they put her in a cell?
if they're afraid that you're gonna die or you're so drunk your stuff's gonna start shutting down.
But what is the parking lot? Then why have her in the parking lot?
That I don't know. I've never heard of that.
I mean, she's not trying to have an abortion. Sure, that's when they'd feel most comfortable leaving a woman out in the parking lot. But I would think that, if you're hammered and that you've blown the thing, I think that something happened in this place and they're real gun shy about it, probably. They're like, oh, no. We don't want this lady in here. So that's your mission. If you're a drunk, I don't know if it's similar here in Ohio, but at least there in Indiana, they can't be the only place doing it. If you're super mega drunk, they won't put you in jail. It's kind of a weird twist.
Why not?
On getting arrested for a DUI. There was video going around. So there's a town in Florida. I don't know what part of Florida it is, but it's called Edgewater, Florida. And a couple of years ago, they elected a teenager to be their mayor. And so video was going around of, his name is Diesel Depew. Perfect. He's the mayor of Edgewater, Florida. There's video going around of him clubbing and drinking. And they're like, what? He's only 19. You elected a teenager to be your mayor. Of course, he's also accused of using racial slurs. But one thing at a time.
I need alcohol!
That's him on some of the video there. He was also rapping lyrics to a song called N-Words in My Butthole.
Oh, did he write that one?
I don't think so. No, that's
the new Jay-Z Kanye collab.
Yeah, it's all it's all about the butthole pleasures for this guy.
It's not about butthole pleasures at all.
It's not about this rusty trombone and the dirty Sanchez.
Please stop.
And the Cincinnati bow tie.
Just please stop.
That's enough.
Cincinnati bow tie. So Diesel Depew, the now 20-year-old chief executive of Edgewater, Florida. Curious what was in those people's minds where they're like, this guy is going to make a great mayor. I mean, feels like one of those things where, like, in the middle of the country, they'll have a horse for a mayor, or like a dog is the mayor of a town in Alaska or something. But if you're 19, 20 years old, something like that, you're going to want to be out there getting lit up.
I need alcohol!
So people are concerned that the mayor of their town is on a path of substance abuse, and they're concerned for him. Now, is that worse than what a lot of other mayors have said?
Cleveland is perceived to be the butthole of the world sometime, right?
Mm-hmm. Right. What's worse? A 20-year-old mayor says, I need alcohol. Take the mayor part out of it. Any 20-year-old is going to get wrecked on something and scream that out. Or a guy who is a long-time elected official of a major American city. Say what you want. Cleveland ain't Edgewater, Florida. We got real things going on up here. Cleveland's a butthole of the world. Or the Arizona mayor who was talking about butthole bleaching.
Or see where my earned income came from last year. Was it getting my sphincter bleached? Is that what I earn my income for?
Oh, boy.
Mayors are out there wilding.
Nice clean butthole.
Men of the people.
Remember the late Rob Ford?
Oh, yeah.
He was the mayor of Toronto that they got smoking crack.
Didn't he get elected again after that?
I think he might have. I mean, he died. His brother, I think, ended up becoming mayor or counselor or something like that.
Yes, I have smoked crack cocaine. But no, do I? Am I an addict? No.
When
have I tried it? Probably in one of my drunken stupors, probably approximately about a year ago. I want to be crystal clear to every single person. These mistakes will never, ever, ever happen again.
It shall never happen again. Yeah, Doug Ford, or Rob Ford, rather. Doug is his brother. Rob Ford's been dead now 7-8 years. So, yeah, have I smoked crack? Yes. The Canadians love candor. Have I smoked? Yes. Do I smoke?
No.
Maybe in, what do you say? Maybe in one of my drunken stupors. Follow-up question. Why do you have so many drunken stupors?
Just like kind of a thing.
Well, maybe he was from Indiana. That's how they do it out there. They don't put you in jail. Want to go see Opeth? You like Swedish prog metal? Those 3 words make it move for a lot of people. They're coming through to do the Agora. They're getting ready to drop a brand new album. They're 14th or something.